What is your American dream?
My American dream is basically, I don't want to be too wealthy, I don't really care. I just want to live an average life. I want to bring home some money to my parents because my parents are the ones who raised me. They gave me everything, you know, they came from India here just so we could have a better life. So I just want them to have a good life and I want to be able to take care of them.
America is a really diverse place, rich in culture, and I hope it stays the same forever.
Live your life to the fullest and not having to worry about day-to-day problems that just keep on going on.
I don't have an American dream, but I do have a dream for America. It's just for equality and everybody to be in peace and everybody to treat others as they want to be treated.
My American dream is to become an NYPD and do well in future and make my parents proud.
My dream is already here. We own hotels, we own restaurants, what else you need? I'm good, thank you God.
I do have a dream, and that's the reason I left my family in India to get some good money so they can have a good life in India. I want my family to be here. I will live with them. Maybe God fulfill my dream or not, that I don't know, but I'm trying my best.
Free, liberal society where everybody respects everybody and has a life together, right? Has a society together. That's what American dream for me.
Everybody live happily and culturally rich at the same time, exploring their dreams and getting them.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Okay, shutter speed, check. I see the flash is good, it's on. Light sensor, check. I'm ready for my photo shoot with Patrice. Oh, hello everybody! Hope you're having a great Tuesday. I sure am. Today is another very special occasion at Bradshaw Live. One of our team members is having a birthday. Yep, Patrice. You know her as Pat Rice. I personally know her better as P Slice. Either way, it's her birthday. Now, for those of you who do not know, Patrice is a videographer editor, which means she's usually behind the camera. So I thought to get her something nice for her birthday, I would do a photo shoot with her. Yep, as you can see, I got myself a little groundhog-sized mini camera. So I'm ready to do it, and I think it would be a lovely treat for Patrice. She doesn't know about this though, so I'm gonna go talk to her right now and surprise her. Come along, come on. Hi, Patrice!
Hi, Groundhog Sam.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
So, you're amazing. You're always behind the camera, videographer, editor, but you're never in front of the camera. And I just got a new camera myself and was wondering if perhaps I could do a photo shoot with you, and then you could have the pictures for posterity for your Patrice birthday 2019.
Wow.
Yes. What do you think?
That's amazing. But Groundhog Sam, you know how shy I am, but I guess I can do it for you. I think that's a great gift.
No worries. We're going to make this amazing. Here, come with me. Let's go to the conference room and we'll set it up.
Okay.
Come.
Let's
come
do
on,
it.
Blade.
All
Patrice's
right.
birthday. Yay. The photo shoot. Okay, Patrice, so I think you look just beautiful, but I understand you probably want to check yourself first, so I have a mirror for you. Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
I thought of everything.
So thoughtful. Okay. How do you think I look?
I think you look great. I think you look lovely. I love the curly hair. I think it's fantastic. I think you look fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And check out my cool camera I got.
Oh my gosh, it's Groundhog Sam size.
I know. It's the best for photo shoots by me. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is please stand up now, and you're going to go by the wall, and we're going to have you do some voguing.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, Patrice, so you're going to want to put your left shoulder towards me. Lovely. Work it, girl. I like it. Looking hot. Looking lit.
Ooh, lit. I like that.
Thank you. I picked it up from someone. It's my new word.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, you look beautiful. Okay. All right. Very nice. Good. Ooh, yeah. And then you put a little towards me. Work it. Hand on the hip. Okay. Get that hip thrust out just a little bit. Okay. All right. Perfect. Patrice, these are all beautiful, stunning, I must say. But for some reason, it's like there's something missing out of all of the pictures, and I'm not sure what it could be. Oh, I know what it is. I'm not in them with you. 19th birthday.
I agree.
Okay, hold please. Self-timer, yep, got it. Yep, that's how it works. Okay.
Groundhog Sam, where are you? Come on.
I'm coming up.
There you go.
Oh, I like it here on your shoulder. This is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, I could travel around like this a lot. I know you wouldn't mind.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all, Groundhog Sam.
Okay, Patrice, on the count of 3, and then the camera's going to go. 1, 2, 3, smile big. Happy birthday, Patrice.
Yay.
So, Patrice, I know you saw yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live.
Of course.
But for those who didn't, if you missed yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live, Brad answered tons and tons and tons of immigration questions. He even did a speed round with Kim and Yo-Yo. And also, Jonathan went out on the street and he tested New Yorkers' knowledge of who invented certain things we use every day, American-born or immigrant. And then we saw when Belgium Kim went to Brooklyn this past summer to see John Travolta when he visited Stay Alive, ooh, 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 Stay Alive. Yeah, where the classic movie Saturday Night Fever was filmed. It was amazing.
Favorite movie, by the way, Groundhog Sam.
Really?
Oh, I love John Travolta. Who doesn't?
Me too. I know, I like him a lot too. Yeah, I like that movie too. So anyway, now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for Bradshaw Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy, everybody. Okay, woo. Okay, Patrice, I'm gonna get these back to you right away.
Okay,
I can't wait. They're gonna be gorgeous.
High five.
High five.
Yeah. Woo.
This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Bradshaw Live. We're only 30 minutes late and completely unprepared for our show today. At least I am.
Okay.
Because I came running in here at the very, very last second while Jonathan and Belgium Kim are waiting patiently for me.
That's true. Yes.
Because I was busy doing my other job.
That's true.
Being a lawyer.
Being a lawyer.
What other job?
I have another job. Being a lawyer, folks. That's what I do. And that's what I was doing today until about 5:56. 5:56.
And that's when you stopped lawyering.
That's when I stopped lawyering and I said, whoa, I have a whole other job to do.
Yes.
Right?
This is true.
And I walked in and I said to Belgium Kim, I am an angry troll today.
You are.
Right?
You did.
And I gave her a whole bunch of F-bombs.
That's true, he did.
And then I smiled at her and said, ready for the show? And gave her a high five.
That's exactly what
Is that
happened.
exactly what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Basically, that's it. So with that, folks, I got to say hello to Lisa Bling Rose. Says, happy birthday, Patrice. I want to say happy birthday, Patrice. Lisa Bling Rose beat me to it. Damn.
Yeah, see?
Guys, see, I'm an angry troll. Damn, she beat me to it.
And Groundhog Sam beat you
Groundhog
to it.
Sam beat me to it.
Everybody did.
All right, Jonathan Elias. Who's this guy, Jonathan Elias? Not only wishing Pat Rice happy birthday, but saying she's looking pretty too.
She's so beautiful.
She is, and he beat me to that too. I was going to say she was beautiful.
No.
See?
The very first thing I ever said about Patrice, literally, this is a true story, I tell it all the time. The very first thing I ever said about Patrice within the first 10 seconds of meeting this woman, she just walked by, said hi, and then walked out, and I said, she glows from within and
She
without.
does. She does.
Yes.
She's always
does.
smiling. Always
Yes.
smiling.
Oh, man.
Right, just like you, Belgium Kim, always smiling, and Jonathan, not like me. Damn, Psyche White beat me to it too. I was about to say squat up, peeps, and she beat me to that too. Everybody's beating me up to everything now.
You're late
Christy
to the train
Gonzalez, I was
today.
going to say hello, everybody. She says hello, everybody. I can't win today.
That's not true. Abigail Taylor said, but thanks for showing up, Professor Brown.
Yes, oh, okay. Now I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah, at least you
Thank
showed up.
Yes, at least I showed up.
You're here.
Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball. Will I be able to get through the show today with a smile on my face?
Yes, please.
What
does it actually
what does it actually say?
As I see it, yes, and you can verify that.
It does.
It does say that as I see it. Yes. So then I will put Magic 8 Ball. Yes. Magic 8 Ball says smile, Brad. So I will smile. Dawn Harriet, how are you? And Yashika Burden says happy birthday, Patrice. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says Sam is a photographer, I guess, this evening. Yes. Deanna Moore says hi, Brad, Kim, and Yo-Yo. LaVon D. Tucker says happy birthday. Ramona Hazel says squad up, Brad and the squad. Christina Bennett says squad up as well. And on YouTube, Sexy Sham Myers says, hey squad family, how are you? Back it up, Ricky. Good evening to everybody. And Arlene Lucis says hello, hello. And Jamela Russell says up, laugh, laugh, laugh. Theo, squad up, Brad, Kim, and Yo-Yo. Hi, my favorite trio, heart, a whole bunch of hearts.
Oh.
And Theo also says, happy birthday, Patrice.
Brad, I don't think we're going to actually be able to get to any immigration questions today.
Why?
Because our viewers are so distracted by Jonathan's open shirt that they are talking about next to nothing else. Jessica Leamy said, yo-yo showing chest. Diana Moore said, yo-yo, you sexy really with the shirt open.
1 second, yo-yo. I didn't even notice this. A, I'm a man, so I don't notice these things. And number 2, he's not facing me. Turn to me. Let me see this sexy chest. Oh my God!
Not even that bad.
Yo, you blinded me with that chest.
He is now button closed.
He's blinded me with that chest. Just face the camera, please. Face the camera, please.
So many people are talking about this, literally. I don't need to be in it. No worries.
All right, so
the thirst of the Brad squad never ceases to amaze.
So one person you won't be seeing his chest for a while is me. I'm going backwards in the Brad challenge.
What?
Yes, because I was angry today, so I've been eating the last 48 hours.
I eat my feelings.
I eat through my feelings.
Brad,
I don't drink through my feelings.
I am angry.
I'm angry too. That's why I'm angry, because I said to Jill, I said, if I'm publicly going to diet, I actually have to lose the weight. I said, if I'm going to cheat, I might as well cheat privately. But no, I'm cheating publicly. It's horrible.
So you're dieting, you're not losing any weight, and you're telling the entire world
about it. I don't know how this is supposed to be motivating.
I don't know how this is going to be motivating either. But I am going to turn it around very soon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
maybe
right now
that's going to be the lesson.
Yes.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah, I saw that too. Why? What are people's issues with your collar?
Everybody has issues with my collar.
Now look at you got a necklace.
Wire.
Your wire
because it was my
there you go.
Okay. I think my thingamajig was attached to my
collar. Whatchamacallit.
My whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
That mic.
The mic.
The little mic that they give me.
I wonder where whatchamacallit came from.
Yeah, I don't know whatchamacallit. So I don't even know. I don't need any graphics today. I don't need it. What's so funny? What I miss?
Because we were talking about we were wondering where different phrases come from, and I just randomly said, I wonder where whatchamacallit came from, and her response was just yeah, really? That's a good one.
Where does whatchamacallit come from?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Whatchamacallit?
I think that's going to be the next segment.
Where do random phrases come from?
Yes.
Man on the street.
There we go.
I love when we
production meeting. Thank you guys for joining us.
I love when we have our production meetings on live YouTube and Facebook. So we do have a lot of graphics today. I'm just not going to put up my weight. Suffice it to say, I'm up a pound.
Damn.
So if anybody knows what my weight was yesterday, add 1. There it is, Brad challenge.
You're not
ready. Go team.
You're not even gonna show it. Aww.
All right, we'll show it. So I challenged everybody 2.5 weeks ago to the Brad challenge. I said I was going to lose 10% of my body weight. I started off really well. The first week I lost 3.5 pounds. I thought I was going to be there before the end of 6-week challenge, but this week has been really bad between Easter, Passover, birthdays. And I gained a pound in the last week to 10 days. I have not been able to continue with the diet. That's right. Turn that frown upside down, because right now I am frowning. frowning.
So you gotta turn the smile upside down.
I can't turn that smile upside down, exactly, because I am frowning right now.
Oh man.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah, so
and how many pounds are you supposed to lose?
I was supposed to get to 162. And I was doing really well the first week.
Yeah.
And then after that, they got to run this a second time because they got to do this a second time because they haven't embarrassed me. Oh, I thought they were going to run it again. I'm like, they haven't embarrassed me enough. I said, do I have to continue this? And she goes, yes.
Yeah, hey, you committed.
You started, you committed, you got to do it. All right.
Okay.
And she wrote on here, you are.
What?
Damn, she wrote it on there.
She wrote it on
my
thing, yeah.
Like, you weigh. Oh, man. Like a doctor.
Meanwhile, is LaVon D Tucker with us today?
She is. I have seen LaVon D Tucker all up in the
What she says, squat up, Dion.
Squat up, Tamika.
Right, squat up, Tamika.
Yep.
So we have a Brad Spotlight.
Ooh.
And today's Spotlight, Brad person in the spotlight. It's not a Brad person, it's a Brad squad member.
Right, Brad Squad Spotlight.
Is that what we're calling it?
I don't know.
The Brad, we don't have a really good name for it, but let's call it the Brad Squad Spotlight.
Yeah.
Today's Spotlight is LaVon D Tucker.
Whoa.
Yes, LaVon Deborah Tucker. She's 31 years old. She considers herself very shy. We just thought she had a great Broadway name.
She does.
That's how she got into our life. I saw her name. She just seems
look
like
at
it's
her.
a name. Oh, she's very pretty. I never actually saw what she looked like. Very pretty
look
woman.
at her. She does look like she was on Broadway.
She says she considers herself very shy. She works in health insurance. She loves to do her nails and owns over 200 different colors of nail polish.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes,
That woman
queen.
loves to do her nails. If she owns over 200 different she does one color and then that's it. And then she puts and then she puts the bottle away, never to see that color again. And then she keeps going out and buying new colors. She can't possibly.
Okay, but wait, there you go. That's how you do it. Yes, queen. Oh, I have those Sally Hansons too.
She loves to take pictures of her nails.
Nice. So she does it
Yes.
She does it herself?
Yes. Yeah, she loves to take pictures of her nails. She loves
Oh, snap. Look at that.
what's anime?
Anime.
What's anime?
It's like Japanese cartoons.
Oh, she loves Japanese cartoons, and she's actually learning to slowly learn Japanese.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
D Tucker.
Yeah, she is also a beginner cosplayer and would love to be a model. I said she looked pretty. She looked like
And we said
right.
it.
I said that. Yeah, I said that.
Oh, killing the cosplay.
Now she can't be shy and be a model though. She's very artistic. She likes to paint, bake, and draw. We're learning a lot about LaVon D Tucker.
Yeah, we are.
Wow.
Yeah. Now she just also started a book club with a friend, which will include a women's support group about depression, postpartum, victimization, or just somebody who needs a friend.
Club.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's genius.
And she found the show through a friend earlier this year, and since then, she has not stopped watching. So apparently, one of her friends shared this. Because we're begging people to share this.
You see how sharing works, family?
Now look at that.
Okay, now let's go back and look at all the pictures of LaVon D Tucker one more time, because I was reading off the card. I want to see all her pictures now one last time. LaVon D Tucker, there she is. Shy LaVon. Who loves nails. Found our show through a friend by sharing.
This is why
wants to be a model. Is really artistic. We didn't know this about LaVon D Tucker at all when we said that she sounded like right.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, right? We felt that aura of her
we
when
saw
we
the
said
energy,
Broadway,
the
right?
creative energy.
Yeah, artist, baker, painter, nail polish remover. She removes more nail polish than anybody I know. And she's starting a book club and just trying to help people with depression, postpartum victims. Wants everybody to join, anyone who needs a friend.
That's
awesome. I like LaVon D Tucker now. I always liked her, but now I like her even more.
Absolutely.
Once I find out more about her, right?
Too. I always find her to have very funny comments as well, so I'm a big fan of LaVon.
All right, so with that, Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, why don't you please tell everybody to share? Maybe they will share it to a friend's page who we will feature on the Brad Squad Spotlight.
Yes. Well, there you guys have it. You guys heard it right there. LaVon D. Tucker is a great example. If you share, people will find it. And she's great. Look at it. She's part of the Brad Squad now. So we have a lot more people out there in the world that should be joining the Brad Squad. So share, share, share. Right now, since we're at the beginning right now, it's 91 people watching on Facebook. I want everybody to share right now. All you have to do is press that little arrow and share it to anybody's page, share it to a group, or also share it in an inbox, all right? Because we need to get this show out. We need to get the word out there because people need to know this show exists. LaVon D. Tucker, thank you. I hope that you are sharing and you're bringing somebody else too. So if somebody shares it and you find this show, I want you to go the extra mile and actually bring somebody else as well, all right? Because that's how we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna work together. Now, interaction, like, love, laugh, wow, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you let us know on the video. And also interaction, we want you guys to comment as much as you can. You guys can also leave your messages and your comments and your questions there as well. We're gonna be talking about some news soon, so we definitely want to hear what you guys have to feel about that. And also don't forget to start your watch party. That's a new thing that we're doing, and that's also bringing a lot of people in on the show as well. So when you start a watch party, all you have to do is press that share button and go all the way down and says start a watch party. And what that does is it actually starts a whole watch party on your timeline with your friends, and it sends out a ding to all of your friends list. So make sure you guys do that as well. And Kimmy, what are we gonna do on YouTube?
On YouTube, they have to click that little link that says share, and you'll see something come up that says copy link. Now you can share it through any platform that you want, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whether that's a WhatsApp to your friends and family or group messages that you're a part of, to make sure to let people know exactly where and when they have access to this resource. If you heard it from a share, pay it forward and share with someone else, because you know you love this. Also, make sure on YouTube to subscribe and follow us by subscribing, hitting that little subscribe button, and then hitting that little bell right beside it so you get a notification every single time we go live. And make sure to let us know how you think and feel about everything that we are talking about in the comments. YouTube, Facebook, no matter where you're watching, we want to hear what you have to say on everything we're going to talk about in Schmoozing with Brad.
And Belgium Kim, before we go schmoozing, which we're going to be going right now, why don't you tell everybody if they want to be featured in the Brad Squad Spotlight, how to do it?
Features on the Brad Squad Spotlight can be requested in the Brad Show Live Facebook DMs, or you can send it to Belgium Kim, and I will be happy to send me just a little bit about you, some awesome pictures that you want us to show, and how you heard about the show.
Or you can follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live.
Yes.
And you can send us a direct message on Brad Show Live Instagram to be also featured on Brad Squad Spotlight. I gotta get that thing going.
How do we feel
Brad
about
Squad Spotlight? I like it. I like it.
Squad Spotlight.
I like it. I like it very much. Of course, you can follow me on @Real Brad Bernstein. Follow Belgium Kim at
Belgium Kim.
And follow Yo-Yo Elias.
Jonathan Elias TV.
And let's go to some schmoozing with Brad. And there is our favorite nails of the day.
Right. That's right.
And now we're going to be going schmoozing with Brad. So this is amazing. Amazing according to the cut the music. Thank you. Maestro, cut the music. That was perfect.
That was pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive.
I think they wanted you to freestyle a little bit, though.
Do you feel drunk with power when things like that happen?
Right. I do. I think that was just my sheer luck, but that worked out very well.
Wait, can we do it turn the music on? No.
Oh! Cut it! Oh, it was not by luck.
No,
it was not by. They know what they're doing back there.
That's probably Jenny from the cubicle.
We got a lot of professionals back there.
Oh man, it's not even. No. It's only Brad. It's only Brad.
Only me.
Brad has the power.
That's right.
His name's on the door.
That's
That
right.
makes sense.
That's the same hand that signs a check.
Yeah, it's not a hand.
Right, it's
the
that
check signing
hand.
hand.
It's that hand, right?
the check signing.
As a matter of fact, Yana did. You should say, do it with your other hand.
Right.
We don't want you to injure the check writing hand.
Please.
So, meanwhile, the Washington Post.
Yes.
They have come out with a news article that they have counted since Donald Trump has become president of the United States that he has made over 10,000 false or misleading public claims since the day he has become president.
10,000.
10,000 false or misleading claims. That's right. This man here has made, even that man too, 10,000. That is 12.2 lies per day. Now, that is 12.2 public lies.
Right.
That means every hour the man is awake, figuring he goes to bed by himself, because Melania's never there. Okay, but figure he goes to bed and he's in bed for 10 to 12 hours and he's awake for 10 to 12 hours. Maybe he's awake for 8 hours. Okay? But for almost every hour that this man is awake and making a public statement, every hour he tells a lie.
That's crazy.
That's
It's
crazy.
a total of 10,111 lies in 828 days. The most repeated lie, what do you think is the most repeated lie? If anyone had to guess in the Brad squad, what do you think is the most? Don't Google it, Kim.
I'm not.
You look like you're Googling it.
I'm not.
What do you think is his most repeated lie that he has made?
That he has nothing to do with Russia.
That was a good one.
No, Russia.
But wrong. That was a good guess.
Immigrants are taking over the world.
But very close. Immigrants may take over the world one day, but not today. The most repeated claim is that the border wall is currently being built. Something that Congress has not allocated $1 for yet.
Not one.
Wow.
So there are portions of the border wall that are being repaired.
Right.
But there is no new border wall that is being built.
Right.
So Trump's campaign rallies are the largest venues, by the way, at his campaign rallies.
Yeah.
They have the largest venues for making false or misleading claims.
Of course.
For example, at a Minnesota rally last week, Trump said he'd cut the estate tax to 0. And that he was 1 vote away from repealing the Affordable Care Act. Both claims are untrue. Now, I will tell you what he also said at a recent rally, because I just saw it. Okay, what Donald Trump said at a recent rally was that the Democrats want to pass a law that says that when a woman gives birth, a doctor can take that baby, put it in a blanket, swaddle it, and they still have the decision to make whether to kill that baby. Now, there is nobody anywhere in the entire United States of America that is supporting killing a live baby.
Of course not.
Right.
That is different than having an early abortion.
Right.
That is different than having a late abortion because the life of the mother is in peril.
Absolutely.
But nobody is saying that after the baby is born and they put a blanket around the baby, that the mother and the doctor still have time to go kill that baby.
Right.
And there were boos, and he actually said this. This man.
That's terrifying. And people believe it.
And what he is arguing for the 2020 presidential election. Okay, besides, economic recovery, which there is an economic recovery for a lot, but not everybody.
Right.
All right, the people on the lower half, there's no recovery.
Right.
People on the upper half who are in the stock market, they're making a lot.
Right.
Okay, the people who are the presidents of major companies, they're doing very well.
Right.
Okay, but the people in the lower half, not so great.
Right.
All right, but his argument for 2020, it's really now going to come down to assuming Biden becomes the Democratic nominee for president.
Right.
Okay, Trump is going to. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Trump is going to argue economics. We have the lowest unemployment rate. We have the best stock market. Everybody's making money. Make America great again. I can't do a Trump imitation.
It was impressive, though.
Okay, I made America great again. I'll continue to make America great again. But really, what it is it's really going to come down to, because if it's just about economics, Trump will have enough votes to win because a lot of moderate voters are doing okay. And if it's just about economics, I'm scared Trump is going to win. My biggest problem with Trump, besides the fact that he's a racist, besides the fact that he says the most horrible, disgusting words that come out of his mouth, is that he is leading a culture war in America right now.
Absolutely.
And he's making our culture worse than it ever has been ever.
Yep.
I agree.
And that culture war really revolves around 3 issues. Immigrants are coming to kill and rape us.
Right.
Doctors are killing newborn babies.
Right.
And everybody should own a gun to protect themselves.
Right.
And that is the culture war that he is leading right now.
Yeah.
And I believe, and most people believe, that immigrants are good for America on the whole.
Right.
People should not have easy access to guns. Guns kill. And there is no doctor in the world that's killing live babies.
Right.
Right.
Okay? But that's what he is saying. It is really going to come down to a culture war between those 3 issues and what Joe Biden, whoever the Democrats stands up for.
Right.
I'm hoping it's Joe Biden
Really?
because I think he has the best chance to win.
To actually win, yeah.
Okay, if it's Bernie Sanders, for example, Bernie Sanders that will be a stark contrast between Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders is a socialist.
Right.
Okay, but I don't think America's ready for socialism. And I think most people would not vote for him in a general election.
I agree.
And I think he would get trounced.
Yeah.
So I think Biden is our best bet to win.
I agree.
To win a culture war.
Yes.
Which is really what this is all about right now. Okay, because Trump is going to argue culture, and he's going to say the stock market's doing great.
Right.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I don't want to say this out loud, but Christy Consali said, somehow I got a bad feeling Trump is going to win in 2020, and I don't think...
I don't know. I don't know.
Think it's a certainty that it's a no.
I don't think it's a certainty that it's a no.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
either,
but
yeah.
I think Biden gives the best chance, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because Biden...
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 or 3 states that win the election. It's going to be Pennsylvania. If you remember what flipped it for Trump over Hillary.
Right.
It was Pennsylvania, it was Florida, and maybe, what was the third one? Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Trump did not do well. Trump, if you remember, lost the Ohio primary. It was the only primary he lost to a more moderate Republican.
Yeah.
Trump barely beat Hillary in Pennsylvania, and it was a toss-up in Florida.
Right.
Biden comes from Pennsylvania. He comes actually from the coal mining Scranton, Pennsylvania area where The Office is filmed.
Right.
Okay, and he could win labor in Pennsylvania. If he wins labor in Pennsylvania, Trump's gonna have a hard time.
So, how about so this whole popular vote thing, though. So say he wins popular vote just like Hillary did, Trump could still take
Correct.
it.
It's a state-by-state vote.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, it's 50 elections. The presidential election is not an election in the United States of America. It is an election. 50 separate states are holding an election for the president. And each state gets a proportion of the Electoral College.
Right.
And it's a winner-take-all in each state.
Right.
That's how it works.
Don't get me started on my Electoral College rant. I got a whole rant. I'm not a fan.
Lisa Bling says
he wasn't a fan either before, but that's how he won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa Bling thinks it's a white clash. It's partial white clash because Trump is certainly. I was watching Don Lemon last night, and he made a really good point. What?
Your friend.
He's not my friend. I don't.
You like him?
I like him though, and he made a very good point. I got home just in time for Don Lemon. After the
Yeah.
show, I went out.
Right.
And I got home around 10:15 to watch Don Lemon, and I fell asleep to Don Lemon.
Perfect.
So he's like sings me a lullaby every night.
Right.
So Don Lemon made a very good point last night. He said he's not calling Trump out as a racist, but what he's doing is when there is a white supremacy issue in the United States of America, he is not forcefully denouncing it. He's kind of allowing it to simmer,
Yeah.
which is where you see this whole culture war, which is where you see people going into synagogues and shooting, where you see what happened in Charlottesville. And I'm going to tell you, there's very few people outside of people in the neo-Nazi movement who like what happened in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And I think the Democrats would be very strong to keep bringing that up.
Yeah.
So that's the schmooze about politics. Meanwhile, as we speak right now, Jonathan, Yo-Yo Elias, there is a coup d'etat happening in Venezuela. The Venezuelan opposition leader, Juan Guaido, he was basically the Nancy Pelosi of Venezuela. He was the head of the Congress in Venezuela, whatever they would call the Congress. And the current president, Maduro, who is the successor to Victor Chavez, who was basically Venezuela's strongman, has basically stolen all the money, him and his cronies, from Venezuela.
100%.
They are having, Venezuela right now, the highest rate of inflation in modern history. I believe I read somewhere that 80% of the people in Venezuela right now cannot feed themselves.
Jeez.
There are more than 50 countries who have said that Maduro, who won the election by a scam, is not the rightful leader. Guaido has invoked a constitutional provision to claim that he is now the interim president.
Right.
He says that he will hold free and fair elections if Maduro is overthrown.
Right.
The United States is backing Guaido, as well as most of South America and 50 other countries.
Right.
Shockingly, the former Soviet Union, Russia, is backing Maduro.
Oh, how shocking.
Yeah. Now, Trump may end up going in with troops. This may turn into a war that the United States goes in with troops in the next couple days. We have to see. It's actually a very dangerous situation, what's going on right now. Meanwhile, we want to show a video. Let's see the video. Oh, this is a video of Maduro. They're running the military who is backing the current president Maduro. Maduro sent the military in to go run over people who are protesting in the streets, and that happened today.
Golly.
Meanwhile, on some other more pleasant news, did you see the Sports Illustrated?
Yeah.
Yes. Halima Adin,
my East
a
African
Somali-American model and activist, she's 21 years old, is going to appear as the first hijab-wearing woman in the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. In the 2019 edition, Adin poses in Kenya in 2 custom burkinis. What is a burkini?
Burkini
A
is
burqa.
I know what a burkin, but a burkini?
No,
it's
burqa
a burqa
swimsuit.
It's a burqa.
Like
Can we
a
have
bikini.
pictures?
A bikini, but burqa.
Okay. Can we have pictures? So it's all covered up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're all covered up, and it's a burkini by Nako Oy and Cynthia Rowley. Do we have any pictures of this? Maybe, maybe not. It's the first time that any sort of modest swim style has been portrayed in the magazine. You know, usually it's all skin.
There we go.
Right, usually it's all skin. There's no skin here, but she happens to be a very beautiful woman.
Yes.
Now she says,
gorgeous.
Of the historic first, this is what she has to say.
Look at her.
This feature is proving that a fully covered hijab-wearing model can confidently stand alongside a beautiful woman in a revealing bikini, and together they can celebrate one another, cheer each other on, and champion each other's success. Young Muslim women need to know that there's a modest swimsuit option available to them so they can join the swim team, participate in swim class at school, and go with their friends to the beach. Muslim girls should feel confident taking that step and doing so comfortably while wearing a burkini
Yes.
and a hijab.
Yes.
And did
I
her
love
job.
Oh, wow, I love it. She is
And
stunning.
the Sports
Gorgeous.
Illustrated, she's
So
gorgeous,
gorgeous.
one. And the Sports Illustrated hits your newsstands. Jonathan will be out there at 12:01 a.m. on May 8th, supporting Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
The only time you buy Sports Illustrated, once a
Right.
year.
Yes.
And finally, I am told we can call off the Brad Challenge.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We can call it off.
Why?
Because in Bangkok, Thailand, where I will be heading to after the show, I'm going to be buying tickets immediately.
Okay.
There is a new plastic surgery procedure that will give patients instant six-pack.
Oh, I think I saw this.
By performing a procedure called an abdominal etching, they methodically suck some of the fat from your abdomen
This
to
looks
make that
crazy.
hidden six-pack visible.
Yes.
There are no plastic or silicone implants involved, just some abs-focused liposuction.
Oof.
Masterpiece Hospital CEO Rawiwat Maschamodi said, "We don't do implants because they don't look good and doesn't last long. We've been doing this for 3 to 4 years now. We get anywhere from 20 to 30 customers requesting a six-pack every month."
Oh my God.
Now, I'll wait for that surgery to come
Look
to
at
America.
that, but look what it comes out
Oh, wow,
as.
look at that guy.
That's good. That
He
was
looks pretty
him.
good.
That's
But
pretty
now the
impressive.
problem with liposuction
Yeah.
is your fat, the fat doesn't go away. It just
Right.
grows somewhere else. So if you suck out a lot of fat from your stomach, it's going to grow in really weird places. Maybe your face.
Oh, what?
Maybe your arms, maybe your backside. You know, it depends. You don't know where it's going to go. But the fat doesn't go away. It just grows elsewhere.
Yeah.
In other words, because the fat deposits that are in your stomach are no longer there. But if you're eating, your fat's going to go elsewhere. It's going to stay in your body and be deposited other places in your body.
Well, hopefully
Yeah,
this
so
goes to your
just remember
butt.
that. I mean, that's with any liposuction. A woman does the same thing.
That's scary.
Yes.
Yikes.
It's a 4-hour surgery.
That's not bad.
They say it's not dangerous or painful.
I
You're
like that.
I don't buy that. But here's the catch.
What's the catch?
It doesn't work on everybody.
Oh.
You have to have well-developed abdominal muscles for the surgery to actually work.
What?
Yeah.
So it would work on me then.
Wait.
Because mine isn't like all the way there, but like it could be.
It could
with
work
that.
on you, yes.
Wait, but
now here
Maybe I should go to
is
Thailand.
here is the risk from other doctors.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind.
Other doctors say that 1 in 10 study participants who did the surgery were left with post-surgery pockets of fluid called seromas
Sheesh.
that may require draining, and about 1 in 5 suffered minor complications such as over-etching, which is what?
I mean, I guess when they like pop them out
Over-etching.
too much.
I don't know.
But wait, what is the point of having a really painful, really invasive six-pack surgery if you have to hit the gym any goddamn way? Like, am I crazy for feeling like this completely defeats the purpose?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't because if you're doing that, you're already pretty self-conscious and
You
like
gotta be very careful. You gotta really be part of the Brad Challenge.
Right,
yes.
but I'm saying like if you're doing that, it's not just anybody who's sitting like who needs gastric bypass or anything like. Oh yeah, I'm 600 pounds. I'm just gonna go and get a six-pack. Like you're actually in that whole exercising, eating healthy. You're already in that whole style. So that is it makes sense because my homeboy got his pecs done, and they said that like you had to work out still, but like
yeah, but like
not
even
too hard.
Like
though.
even Anna Nicole wants to know. Well, how do you know if you have that body? Well, you'll know if you have a strong.
Exactly.
You have a strong core.
Right.
If you have a strong core, you know you got under the belly fat. You know you got.
Yeah,
you got some six packs there. But if you're walking around with like back pain and you're like on the floor and you're like, okay, do 10 sit-ups and you're like, I can't without lifting my legs up, then maybe this surgery ain't for you yet.
Right.
Jeff Bosey coming in has not been very present as of late, but coming in anyway with the real question. Okay, I can have the six-pack. Then what do I do about my man titties?
Now,
Jeff, you can have
six-pack and man titties.
Jeff, you can have multiple procedures. It's called breast reduction, Jeff. It's
And
called
the
breast
peck implants
reduction,
that
right?
Jonathan's friend had.
Yes. Okay, and finally, Jonathan, I'm going to ask you to return the cash, please.
oh.
Yes, please return the cash. Because I know you were in Michigan the other day.
Yeah, who told on me?
I'm telling you, $30,000 spilled out of the back of a truck.
Oh.
Why did $30,000 spill out of a truck? We don't know. It was slowly trickling out of Michigan police station after a man accidentally spilled $30,000 onto a highway. It was a cardboard box full of cash. It fell from the back of the man's truck on US 31 in Grand Haven. Police responded after reports that traffic was backed up as motorists were jumping out of the car, grabbing as much cash as they can. The owner of the money eventually arrived, telling officers he'd been carrying approximately $30,000.
Sheesh.
Now, did the officers ever ask, how'd you get $30,000 in cash in the back of a box? I don't know. But the officers and bystanders eventually recovered a total of $2,470.
They recovered?
$2,470.
Out of 30?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. On Saturday, the department posted an update praising a number of people who had brought in the cash. Said one woman returned $3,880. Well, how'd she return $3,880 if they only recovered $2,470? That makes no sense.
She said that she returned $3,880.
But the police say it was only $2,470.
Police are pocketing that.
Somebody's pocketing it. But apparently there's still $23,000 left to go.
Oh, so $7,000.
$7,000 was, I guess this was a typo here. So that leaves $23,000 left, blowing in the wind. So Jonathan, I'm going to ask you. I know you're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Losers, weepers. I agree.
Okay, I need to really know what the Brad Squad would do in this situation. If you find some money along the side of the highway and you know that somebody is missing money, do you return it?
Well, I got to ask this question. You have $30,000 in cash in a box.
Why are you putting it in a box in your pickup?
Why are you putting it in the back of a pickup truck?
100%.
If you got $30,000 in cash, you're putting it in the passenger seat right next to you. You're closing all the windows, and you're driving in a heat box. But you ain't going to put it in the back of a truck and let it start blowing out.
It is sitting on my lap as I drive. And I'm talking to him, too.
Nobody's touching that, right?
That sounds like the most expendable $30,000 of all time. No, sir. No, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting to your immigration questions, but before we do, I'd like you to share to friends like LaVon D. Tucker was shared to, who became a member, who became featured in the Brad Squad Spotlight. Figure out what friend you think would be featured in the Brad Squad Spotlight and share that to your friends right now. Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elliott are going to tell you how to do it while I get ready to answer some immigration questions.
All right, squad, we got people interacting in our comments right now. Tamika just told me that she would only give back $1,000 of the 30 that she found. We've got people, Jessica Kalimi said she needs every cent. These are people that are engaging right now by typing their comments and telling us their thoughts and feelings, and then we get to shout them out. So make sure you do that. But before, make sure that you hit that like and follow button. That was really dramatic.
Right.
Make sure to hit that like and follow button. So make sure that you get a notification every single time we go live. And of course, the most important thing, LaVon D. Tucker, just how we talked about, she found out by being shared to. Pay it forward now. Make sure that you're sharing to all of your friends and family, whether that's in a private message in groups that you're a member of, or if you're really trying to get the party started, hit that share button and start a watch party. That's going to let all your friends know what you're doing and to come join you right now on your very own comment thread. So make sure to start your watch parties and share right now. And on YouTube, here's what you guys are going to do.
All right, on YouTube, you already know you have to subscribe, just like this little graphic is showing. Subscribe and press that little bell so you can get notified anytime we get on air, because you never know if we're going to do a pop-up or just a little special. You just never know, okay? You always want to be in the know, so make sure you subscribe and press that little bell. Also, everybody that's watching, there's 50 people on YouTube currently, so I need you guys all to press that thumbs up. 1, because it makes us feel better, but 2, because it shows everybody that this is an amazing show, so that's another way to get new viewers and a new Brad Squad. So also, we have to have you guys copy the link and share it out, all right? So all you have to do is press that little arrow, copy that link, share it to different social media platforms, but most importantly, let's try and share it in a WhatsApp group. So make sure you put together a group of people that you think might benefit from this show or might just be interested and entertained from this show, and send it to them. send it to them and tell them to send it to anybody they think might be interested
And
as
by
well.
the way, Jonathan, our statistician, Mark Higgs, says 81 shares, which is not enough at this point of the show.
It's not.
It's not.
It is not.
It's not.
And I'll let you continue. I didn't mean to stop your
You could have
momentum.
said that after.
What? What?
You can say that after.
I could have. I apologize.
But it's not. You see what happens?
See, all of a sudden the music just stops, right?
Everything just runs amok.
Yeah.
It runs amok. So we need you guys to share, all jokes aside, on Facebook and YouTube right now, because that's the only way we can continue the show. If we don't get that many shares and we start to not get enough people calling in, then we will not do the show. And you don't want that, because we are all a family. We enjoy coming here. So share. Everybody share. This is our job to make sure that we read your messages, and Brad's job to answer your questions, but it's also your job to share, and we need you guys to do that, all right? So please do that right now. And here is the next segment where you call in and Brad will answer your questions with Getting Answers. Call with your immigration question.
Yes. Boy, we were building up the momentum, and I screwed it up.
You did.
I totally
but
screwed it up.
It's all good. You know, it shows them that it's for a reason.
It is for a reason.
So you guys have to make sure you share.
Right. I apologize,
So he doesn't do that
Jonathan.
again.
I will not interrupt you again for at least until tomorrow's show.
Right.
It'll be at least a full 20. It'll be at least a full 24 hours.
Has learned his lesson for the next 60 minutes.
That's right. All right, let's go to Peterson in the Bronx, New York. Peterson.
Yeah, this is Peterson. Good afternoon. Good evening, sorry.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. My question is same thing as the other day, because I couldn't was clear with you. So I have an advanced parole for work authorization travel overseas. So my question is like, how safe it is, and like what is the long duration?
How do you have the advanced parole? How'd you get it?
Yeah, I had it through the marriage.
Okay.
But,
So
I did.
if your adjustment application is pending, it's completely safe to go. Now, what the law says is that you could only go for a very, very brief and casual trip abroad. So what's a brief and casual trip? I wouldn't stay out for more than 2 weeks on any given trip. That's brief and casual and innocent trip. Okay, anything beyond that, you could run into a problem. I'm not saying you will, just saying you could. But 2 weeks or less is completely safe. The only thing you have to worry about is if you get an interview for your adjustment of status and you are out of the country, you got to make sure you're back before your interview. You got to go buy another plane ticket and come back before the interview, because if you miss the interview, then your case would be denied, and then you're not going to be allowed back in the country. So the only thing you got to worry about is just make sure if an interview is scheduled, you're back before that interview.
Okay. And I have 3 weeks. I just booked with the airline. So is 3 weeks too much?
Listen, I'm sure it's fine, but I would do 2 if it's possible.
Okay, maybe I might have to do adjustments.
I mean, because it has to be a brief, casual, and innocent visit. So is 3 weeks brief, casual, and innocent? Maybe. I mean, I'm just telling you, 2 weeks or less, you're not going to have any problem with the airport. 3 weeks, it's 99.9% you won't have a problem. But, at what point do you want to, take a chance?
Okay. Like how many times before the validity? Like how many times one can use to travel?
You can. It should be for multiple visits, but just make sure it's all short visits.
Okay.
All
that was my concern. To know how long I can stay outside and what is the confidence I could get that I'm still going to allow for re-entry.
There's no hard and fast rule. I'm just telling you, for sure, 2 weeks or less is not a problem. 3 weeks shouldn't be a problem either. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Pedro in Tampa, Florida. Pedro.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. My question is, I had my marriage interview on April the 15th. Everything went well.
Great.
Actually, my I-130 was approved that very same day. Now, my question is, now my I-485, when I came in the interview, I didn't have my passport. All I had was my I-94 because I came in 1990 with my brothers and we lost our passport.
Right. But did you have a new passport or you never got a new passport ever?
Never got a new passport.
All right, you should have.
I was a DACA recipient. I married my wife, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But when he put in my I-94 number, he couldn't find it at all.
Mm-hmm.
He put it in and tried and couldn't find the entry. Right? We came from West Africa in 1990.
But you had the I-94, you said.
Yeah, but he couldn't find the number.
Too bad, you have it.
Okay, so what he told us was he's going to try to look for it. He said he's going to try to find it, but if he can't find it, he's going to send me a RFE, and he's going to ask me to request from the what's it called, the record departments, USCIS records departments.
You know what? That's ridiculous. They should be able to find your entry, and it's not your job. You've already showed it to them. You have your I-94. That's absolutely ridiculous. How long has it been?
That was April 15th.
All right, so give them 120 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you get an RFE or you don't hear from them in 120 days, you call my office and have a consultation.
Okay, but in your opinion, I should be okay. They should prove it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, and I would also go, where are you from? What country?
Togo, West Africa.
Okay, I would go to that consulate, wherever it may be in the United States. I guess there's one in Washington, D.C. Maybe there's one in New York. I don't know. And apply for a new passport.
Okay.
Do it now. Do it now.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Ritz in McAllen, Texas. Ritz.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I just want to give a brief background before I give my question.
Sure.
We came here to the U.S. under an L1, L2 visa.
Were you an L1 or you were an L1A or an L1B?
L1 and L2.
I understand that, but there's an L1A and an L1B. Are you not sure? Okay. So anyway.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my husband got laid off, and then we shifted into an E2 investor's visa.
Okay. Where
so
are you from?
We're due, E2 now.
Where are you
so
from?
We're due for renew from the Philippines.
From the Philippines. Okay. What is your business?
Yes.
What is your business?
We set up a woodworking business.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it was not really that good. So I'm having problem with the profitability. So I'm looking into shifting into a tax preparation or bookkeeping services business.
Okay.
Our business is due. Our visa is due for renewal by January 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm in the process of starting that new business.
Okay.
My question is that my husband has an EAD, and of course, if we are going to file our renewal, like for example by June or July, and then it will take. Can I submit as well the EAD renewal, and he can still work for his company, or he has to stop working until he gets
No, submit an EAD renewal, and you could even file for an expedite.
But what if our visa is not yet approved at that time?
Well, you can file for an expedite. You can pay an expedite fee of $14 for a turnaround. And you can apply for the renewal, and you should, and it should come shortly thereafter. You can renew the work permit while your E2 is pending.
Oh, okay. I have another question. Because his employer, we are also going to request for a perm.
Okay.
With his employer.
Right.
So when is the best time to apply for that one?
Now. Now.
Okay, go ahead.
Do it now.
Now?
Now, yes. The best time is now. Don't wait.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't get any easier in a year from now. Do it now.
Okay, yeah, because we still need to talk to them and all of that. So
have that conversation.
Yeah.
Have that conversation.
Yes, have that conversation and everything.
Yes.
So do you also help on that one
Yes, we do perms. E2s, for those who don't know, are investor visas. We had the farmer on from, where was he from? Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Farmer Joe?
No, the Norwegian. He was in Minnesota. He was in Minnesota from Holland.
From Holland, the Netherlands.
Netherlands, right. Mm-hmm. And so we had the E2 investor visa person on. Yes, we handle E2s. Yes, we do perms for labor applications. And for those of you who don't know what the L1, L2 is, that is the intra-company transferee visa. So somebody was working for a company in the Philippines for at least 1 out of the last 3 years and then transferred over here. Okay. So, Rich, yes, we can help you with all of that. Hold on 1 second, please, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to Abdullah in Manhattan. Abdullah.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah. I called you a few weeks ago about my VAWA petition, and I called you and I asked you like for my work authorization, and I got my work authorization. They approved my petition for the work authorization, but I got my lawyer. They changed the address. Okay.
Right.
So they changed the address. My petition supposed to be go to their address, but they changed it. But the EAD card.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean they changed the address? Your EAD got mailed to where?
No, my lawyer. They changed their office.
Oh, you changed his address.
So,
why is your lawyer having your EAD go to his office? Why doesn't it come to you?
Huh?
Your lawyer had your work permit go to his office and not to you?
Yeah,
Why?
he used his.
Why?
They used their address.
Well, that's pretty stupid. That's pretty stupid to use their address when it should go to you, first of all, and number two, use their address when they know they're moving offices. The whole thing sounds dumb.
But listen, sir, they received my approval notice to their new address.
But they didn't get the work permit. Right.
But they didn't receive. But the post office, they said they couldn't access the location.
Okay. So where's your work permit now? Where's your?
They're trying to say it's lost. They're looking for it. I made a claim, missing mail to the post office.
What do you want me to do? You want me to go to the post office for you?
No, I'm asking you what should I do right now?
I think you have like a lawyer. I don't understand why a lawyer would have your work permit go to his office when he knows or she knows they're moving offices. And number two, I don't understand why. Did you request it to go to their office?
No, they use their address. Take care of my lawyer name.
Why?
I don't know.
I can't go to the post office and look through mail. So the only thing you can do just listen to me. The only thing you can do is contact immigration, and hopefully it was returned to the immigration service, and you can give them a new address and tell them to mail it out, and it'll take about 2 weeks. If it was not returned to immigration, then you got to file for it all over again.
Oh, I gotta apply all over again.
I didn't say that. I said for you to contact immigration and see if it was returned to immigration. Many times it's returned as undeliverable. If it was returned as undeliverable, you can give them a new address, like your apartment where you live, not your lawyer's old address where he doesn't have an office anymore, and they can mail it straight to your apartment, which is really where it should have gone in the first place. But if it was not returned to immigration, then you would have to file it again. Because other than that, you're gonna wait for weeks and months for the post office to maybe find it, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I went to the post office. The post office zip code is 10279. It's close to your office, I think. My lawyer is in your area.
Good.
So I went to the post office and I asked them like, "Where's the mail? Did you make it garbage or you have it in your office?" I just want to know where is my mail.
Abdullah, let me explain something to you.
Sir.
Nobody at the post office cares about your work permit. Nobody.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay? So you can go there and scream and yell all you want. They can give two craps about your work permit. They will say, we'll look for it. So I've just told you, listen to me, be quiet now. I just told you what you have to do. Okay? You can go and scream and yell at the post office all day long. Nobody gives a crap. You call immigration, see if it was returned. If it wasn't returned, stop talking over me. If it wasn't returned,
I'm not screaming with you.
I told him 3 times. He's screaming over me.
He's frustrated. There's frustrations out there.
All right. Let's go to Syed. Syed.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
Good. Brad, I came in 2008 and applied for asylum in 2009. And I missed my interview. Then I went to court back in 2012 and I lost my asylum case.
Okay.
Then I appealed. I lost my appeal. Then, like a couple years ago, my mom and my dad visited me, and when they go back to my my home country, my dad is followed by KGB, and finally he got jailed 6-7 months ago.
You got jailed by the KGB?
Yeah. Only reason.
Where are you from? Russia?
No, Russia, Tajikistan.
Kazakhstan.
That's no Tajikistan. That's
yeah, no, that's a former Soviet Union.
Country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you lost your asylum, but now your dad is in jail, political prisoner.
Yeah, and the only reason he was jailed because he visited me. I have another brother. He lives in Chicago too.
They don't put people in Kazakhstan because they visited the United States.
Yeah, because he visited the United States and he also visited me.
Why? What? Well, maybe you have something with you politically back in Kazakhstan, but you don't go to jail because you made a visit. So, and you lost your asylum case?
Yeah, I lost my asylum case. Now, can I reapply for asylum for the second time?
No, but you can reopen your case for some sort of convention against torture, perhaps. Hold on one second, but we would need to know a lot more about why your dad would go to jail after visiting you. And it's a curiosity why you would lose your asylum case if, in fact, it's a serious issue that a country would put your dad in jail for coming to visit his son. So hold on one second. Hold on. You need a consultation. That's just very curious why that would happen like that. Okay. Anna in Arlington, Virginia. Anna. I'm laughing. Tamika Abdullah was arguing with me like I have his mail.
Wait, so many people are like, why is this man yelling at my lawyer right
I was just telling him what to do.
People got really defensive about
let's go. I love the squad. Anna, how are you?
I have a problem, but
yeah,
my husband passed away. It'll be 4 years today. After he passed, one of his friends called me and said that my husband was having a house under his name. So I asked him, how can that be? But he showed me some paper, and he showed me one of the accounts I was using with my husband that he was paying the mortgage money over there.
Wait. Let me understand this. Your husband, I'm sorry that he passed away. When did he pass away?
He passed away to April 2016.
Okay, do you have a green card? Let's talk about your immigration status first. You have a green card?
I still, the problem is, my big problem why I call is that I still in process with my green card.
Okay, so your case should automatically convert. If he filed for you and then he passed away, your case should automatically convert to a widow petition, and you should go on an adjustment interview, prove that it was a real marriage, prove your name is on the death certificate, and you should get a green card. Now that hasn't happened yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so you need our help with that, because since 2016 you should have a green card. It's 3 years ago. Okay. Now number two, you called about assets that your husband had that you were unaware about. Correct?
Yes, Brad, and I'm scared because he stopped paying the mortgage, and the bank contacted me to come and sign some people because they want to sell the house.
Okay. Did he leave a will? Do you know of any other assets?
Yeah, my name is on it. That's what they told me, because they called the state.
All right.
And they showed them the will, and my name was figured over there.
Okay, so you need to do a couple things. Number one, you have to set up an estate and figure out how to pay this back mortgage, sell the house, whatever you need to do. To kind of put together all the assets and figure out what he has. And you need a estates and trust lawyer to do that. And you also need somebody like myself to help you get your green card. Now, what we can do is, if you want to hold on, you can have a consultation with me to get the green card, and then we can find out what.
Brad, I'm your customer.
Okay, fine.
The problem is just happened. They just called me 2 days ago and asked me that.
Then why you? If you're my client, why are you calling me on my show?
Because I wanted to know first, because I called my lawyer. My lawyer was
Anna,
in court.
Hold on.
So,
all right. So we'll get back to you. Hold on. It's one of those days.
It is one of those days.
Right.
been one of those days.
One of those days. LaToya, how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. And how are you?
Good. What's going on?
All right. My mom is in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and she filed for me and my oldest daughter, right? That she got a message saying that it was approved for us to go and get the visa. When I put in my case number, my invoice number, I saw where everything come up, the visa fee and the steps that we should take. But I saw where they said that we could add an applicant because I have 2 kids after my first daughter.
Okay, but you got to submit the birth certificates to the National Visa Center. Did you do that?
Yes, when I added, they asked me for the birth certificate, the picture, so I submitted. But the thing is that where they asked for the given name, I did not put the middle name for the kids.
That's okay.
Okay, and the next thing now, this morning I tried to access the application, and it was saying you have encountered an applicant error. Please try again later. So I was wondering if there's a problem.
I'm not sure what you're doing online. Maybe it's just a computer malfunction at the National Visa Center. Maybe you're doing something incorrect. I don't know because I'm not there looking at it. What I would suggest is try again later, like the computer said, like tomorrow. And if it's still problematic, then have a consultation with us.
Okay, and the next thing after that, there's some process that I would need to go through, but I don't have any idea. So I was wondering.
The process is who's petitioning you? Who's petitioning you? Your mom or your dad?
My mom.
Okay, so your mom has to provide after you pay the fees. You have to submit biographic data forms. You have to get police reports and police clearances for everybody over the age of 16. Your mom has to do an affidavit of support and submit 3 years tax returns, a job letter, and a bank letter. And that all has to be submitted through the National Visa Center. I will tell you that you, LaToya from Montego Bay, will have a very hard time putting this all together. And if you try to do it yourself, my guess is that you would be delayed a pretty long while, simply because that's how it usually happens. If you need our help, I'm happy to help you. I'm just saying your mom is really the person. She's the person who should be doing it. Because she's the one in the United States. She should be the one who's dealing with all of this. If you're dealing with it from Montego Bay, I'm telling you, you're going to wait a very, very long time. You're going to get frustrated.
Okay, I
don't mean to interrupt you, and I'll let you talk in a second.
Okay, that's okay.
So either your mom's going to deal with this, or you're going to hire a lawyer to deal with this if mom can't. Those are your choices. To me, you dealing with it from Montego Bay, you're looking for trouble.
Okay, so would it be possible for you guys to help her because she's in Florida? So what I would do, I would have to give her the number or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Daisy in Brooklyn. Daisy.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I have a question for you.
Yes.
My mom is here with me, but she don't have no paper here. Can I put her on my tax return?
Does she have a social?
No, she don't have no social, but I take care of her.
Yeah, well, you know, the problem's going to be, and when you mean by put her on the tax return, what I assume what you're saying is you would like her to be a dependent for tax purpose on your tax return. The problem is she doesn't have a social security number. So you can apply for a tax ID number for her, but it's not going to help you get any sort of benefit on your tax return. So until she gets a social security number, unfortunately, it's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, so if I'm filing for her, can I get food stamp?
No, because if you can't support yourself 125% above the poverty level, how are you going to support your mom?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. But now, 1 second. You're a citizen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you file for her, She would get a work permit and a social, and then you can put her on the tax return as a dependent for sure.
Oh, but she cannot work. She, you know.
I understand that, but you would still apply for a work permit just so she can get a social. Even she doesn't have to use the work permit. She may just use the work permit just to get a social security number and nothing else. And then you can use that social security number and put her as a dependent on your tax return.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go to Othman in College Station, Texas. Othman.
Yes, hello. My name is Othman.
Yes.
So I was married to an American citizen, and then after we married, two months after, she starts to be very abusive, physically, emotionally, and financially.
All right. What'd she do physically? Let's go through each thing. What'd she do physically?
I applied for VAWA, and I submitted a police report that I had scratches, bites.
She scratched and bit you?
Yes, bites and scratches, and then she was arrested because the neighbors called the cops.
Oh my gosh! All right, but you were not arrested.
No, I was not.
Okay.
She was.
And then what was the emotional abuse?
The emotional abuse. She was like, she would put me down, my personality down. She would whatever wants, she get it.
By the way, scratching and biting in a police report is probably enough. And so, in any event, you filed the VAWA case, and what happened?
Yes, I filed the VAWA case, and once she was arrested, 2 days after, I went to I managed to bail her out, and I went to the court, and I tried to have the case dropped for her. I told them that it's not going to happen, and then once she had the case dropped, she starts to be abusive again. So I went to a lawyer. She said, "Get out from the house right now."
Right.
I never touched her. I've been responsible. I've been
be smart.
to her.
Right. So you can file. Have you filed a VAWA case already?
Yes, I did in February 2018.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, it takes about 2 years. You got your work permit?
Yes, I have my work permit, and
so you just got to wait it out.
Yes, but do you think I have high chances?
Absolutely. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. If you have a police report and she got arrested for physically assaulting you and biting and scratching you is a physical assault, that's abuse.
Yes, that's the first one. The second one happened after I took
Yes, you have a case. Yes, you have a case.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go to Melissa in Poughkeepsie, New York. Melissa.
I'm here.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Okay, so I filed. I'm sorry. I'm watching your microphone. So I filed my paperwork in November 2017 on the 3rd.
Right.
In June, I got my work permit and my Social Security, but I'm still waiting for my interview. I called them yesterday to check up on it. They said it's in the process, but it's a waiting period of 20 months now.
For your interview for a green card?
Yes.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you do. You have two choices in life.
Right.
You can wait 20 months, or after 12 months, you can see Abadir in my office. And if you've watched my show before, we've done segment after segment of Abadir sues the government. And if your adjustment's pending more than 12 months, you file a mandamus. Those would be your choices.
Because it's been 17 months now, and the lady said to me, "Well, they're still within their normal time."
No, this is not normal time. The law says they have to file an adjustment. They have to give you an interview in under 12 months. So it may be immigration's normal time, but it's not the law's normal time. The law's normal time is less than 12 months. So hold on. I mean, your choice is wait or mandamus. Those are your choices. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. So with that, Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. And by the way, everybody knows what a mandamus is, I think, right?
I think so.
Do you know what a mandamus is, Jonathan? Can you explain it?
Yes, when you sue the government because they're taking too long with your stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
You force them to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
They're violating your rights.
Guess where I learned that?
Right here.
Yes.
On Abadir Sues the Government, right?
Yes.
That's right.
All right. So, Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, before we go into our social media check-in, I would like you to share one last time. Let everybody know that in about 45 seconds from now, and I promise not to interrupt Jonathan when he goes on a roll, but in about 45 seconds from now, we're going to go to social media check-in, and we're going to answer all your questions on social media.
All right, Bam Bam, what we need you guys to do on Facebook is first hit that share button. Hit it and share it into private messages and inboxes of people that you're friends with. Share it into groups that you're a member of. And if you really want to get the party started to be the most popular kid on the block, start a watch party. That's what we did the other day. We were the most popular kids on our block. So, start a watch party and let everybody in your friends list know exactly what you're watching and exactly what you're doing right now so they can come join in on all the fun. Of course, make sure to keep dropping all those questions and all those comments in the comments because we want to read, we want to see. And finally, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button, that like and follow button on Facebook to make sure that you get notified every single time we go live. And on YouTube, Yo-Yo, what do they do?
Yes, on YouTube, you guys are not off the hook because we definitely need you guys to share as well. We're doing really well with our numbers today, but we can definitely get a lot higher with your help. So all you have to do is copy the link, send it in a WhatsApp group, send it to anybody and everybody you think that might benefit or just be interested in the show so we can get the word out, all right? And everybody that's watching right now, it's over 120 something, please, everybody, click that thumbs up. We're at 22 likes up right now, and that's great, but we could go a lot higher. So please press that thumbs up and also interaction. And now we are going to be answering questions. So if you have any comments, put it in the comments section. If you have any questions also, we will read it for you guys and Brad will answer it, okay? And also, please subscribe. Everybody needs to subscribe so you get notified when we do come on air, all right? And now for the next segment, we're gonna read your comments with social media check-in.
That's right. Not only are you going to read that, but you're going to read that with a question at the end of it.
That's right. That's right.
Right. There will be a question mark at the end of it.
Yes.
And some sort of response.
Some sort.
Sometimes smart, sometimes snarky response. By yours truly.
Rarely do they ever contain question marks. I'll be real.
Right. This is very true.
They're all questions, but rarely do they end
This is
with a
actually
question
very
mark.
true.
Yeah.
This is
So
true.
really what you will say is I will try to interpret what you're saying.
I like that one better.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, now for our first one, we got one from Baldwin Brown saying, "Hey, my mother is a green card holder and also my father. My daughter is also a green card holder. I came over and did not go back because I was the one taking care of them. So what can I do now?"
Let mom or dad file for you. That would be a start. If you can get sponsored in a job, that would be faster because you can do a provisional waiver through that. But you got to start a process.
Marianne said, is there any update on Pereira versus Sessions? Are those in deportations for 10 plus years able to reopen their case or lift their deportations?
Yes, it's the same as it's always been.
All right, and Jude says, "My mother needs to apply for a travel document. She's a green card holder. In the I-131 form, there's a class of admission. Should I enter category from green card or I-94? She entered the USA as a tourist a long time ago, and now she's a green card holder. I'm not sure what to enter in the I-131.
Why does she have a green card and need an I-131?
The mother needs to apply for a travel document.
But she has a green card.
Yes.
So she doesn't need so you're asking, I guess she's applying for a re-entry permit.
Possibly.
Right, to stay out of the country for more than...
Maybe that's what it is.
So, and the question is...
So she's not sure what to enter the I-131 for on the form, there's a class of admission.
Right. So your class of admission would be if you sponsored her, she would be IR5.
Okay, and it says 2 passport photos, the copy front and back of the green card, the fees, I-131 should be sent, right?
Yes.
Or what else should she send?
That's it.
That's it.
Copy of the green card, 2 passport photos, filing fees, and a good reason why she needs a re-entry permit.
Oluwatimailin said, my marriage turned violent a couple weeks ago, shortly after our first interview with USCIS. We got another notice for a second interview, but my husband has left the house and refuses to go with me. What are my chances of actually getting approved?
As a VAWA?
Well, the marriage turned violent after their first interview, and now they're coming up on their second interview.
Well, you're not going to get through if your husband doesn't show up, but obviously you don't want to be with him because he's a violent guy. So I think what you need to do is do a VAWA case, and then it sounds like you have a pretty good chance as long as you can prove it was a real marriage and there was violence involved.
All right, we have one from Instagram saying, is it true that during the medical screening that's required before the interview, the doctor observes your body for tattoos or gang-related tattoos and documents it within a sealed envelope? And also, what could I provide as proof to my U.S. consulate that I've served the 10-year bar in my country if I don't have pay slips of financials from 10 years ago?
We asked this question was asked before. The government knows that you've been out of the country for more than 10 years. They have a record when you left. And by the way, I'm getting whisper in my ear on U.S. versus Pereira. Julie said I should explain a little more. I just said yes.
Yes, right.
Okay, so U.S. versus Pereira was a Supreme Court decision from about 2-3 years ago, and maybe even less, maybe a year ago. And what it says is that a lot of times in the past, when the government would issue somebody for an order of deportation, they would put in the NTA, the notice to appear. They would say, you're deportable, and we're going to mail you a time and date and a place in which to show up for your deportation hearing. And what the Supreme Court said is, if on that notice to appear, if there was never a time, date, and place to show up, and the government notified you at a future date, that entire notice to appear was invalid, illegal, constitutionally void, and all of those people should be able to reopen their deportation cases. That is still law today.
Tarsier on Instagram said, I've got a marriage-based EAD open case. Can I apply for my H-1B at the same time?
Why would you want to do an H-1B if you have a pending adjustment?
This we don't know.
And you have an EAD, you don't need an H-1B. I would need to know more what you're thinking. But it doesn't sound like you would need to do any of that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're already kind of taken care of, right?
Yeah.
All right. Janet says, how long does it take to issue one's green card after the spouse interview? The husband is a permanent resident, and since the interview on December, she has not been mailed for the green card, which is going to be 5 months now.
It should be 4 months or less. You could either wait, go to your congressman and wait more, write immigration and wait more, or call us and speak to Abadir and do a mandamus.
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 Mandamus. That should be a whole thing. Should
we could do like a barbershop quartet, except we're a trio.
Right, but it could still be a barbershop trio.
We could have Groundhog Sam come in for the fourth.
He'll be the fourth.
Yes.
And then he'll be like, mandamus, mandamus,
mandamus,
mandamus.
How does Sam talk?
Oh, it's mandamus.
God, help us all. Donovan on Instagram wants to know, I've been married since April of 2018 and got a work permit in February of this year. What's the standard wait time for the interview?
About 24 to 30 months right now.
Okay.
The way you ended it was kind of like a question.
I was, because I would say this.
Like you weren't sure? Or?
No, I am sure. I was trying to think when he filed it, because they're doing what's on a last in, first out basis right now, which means that people who are filing right now are getting their interviews really fast, 6 months or less. People who filed like 12 months ago are going to wait 12 to 30 months.
That's crazy.
So it depends. I was trying to think when I was answering it when he filed, and I think he's going to be in the older cases than the newer cases.
Right. All right, Chica says, is it possible for a person with a 2-year green card to file to remove condition on his green card when the wife divorces him?
You can still remove the conditions. You just got to prove that it was a real marriage. You lived together at the time you got the green card and for some period of time after, and you're divorced. Nobody says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage.
Ola Simbo says, how does someone remove conditions on the 2-year green card if the spouse has separated and you are not living together anymore?
You're going to start a divorce and prove it was a real marriage, and submit your application with a copy of the start of your divorce and make sure that divorce is completed before the end of the I-751. Or you're going to prove that you were abused and that's why you don't live together, or you're going to have some terrible disease that can't be treated in another country. Usually it's going to be, I'm going to start a divorce. If you're separated, you're not living together, what's the purpose of staying married?
All right, Yashika is saying, first time filing and I did my biometrics. What comes next?
Your green card interview and your work permit at some point in time. You got to wait for your interview.
We've got another question from Nawarb Princess, who says, I came to the U.S. in 2015 and filed my adjustment of status in 2017. I got my work permit and social security number, but I have not yet been called for an interview.
Since 2015?
Since 2017.
Mandamus!
Mandamus!
There it is.
3 is not enough.
I mean, if you are waiting more than 12 months for an adjustment interview, your choices, I feel like I'm a broken record, which is why we're singing it now. That's why we're singing it.
That is why.
Okay? Because I'm like a broken record. If you filed your adjustment and you are waiting more than 12 months, you have 3 options. I can't do it. 3 options.
So weird. So weird.
3 options.
So weird.
There you go. I got it. You have 3 options.
So weird.
Option number 1, do nothing and wait. Option number 2, start a letter writing campaign, either yourself or you go to your congressman. Option number 3, you file a mandamus. And what a mandamus is, it is a lawsuit against the government to force them to do their job. Their job is to schedule you for an interview in less than 12 months. You are immediately eligible for a green card. A visa delayed is a visa denied. And if they are delaying your green card for 24, 30 months, they might as well deny it. They have screwed up your life for 2 years waiting on this stupid green card. And it should be given immediately. Why do they call you an IR? You're an immediate relative. You're not on a quota. You're immediately eligible for a green card, yet you're going to wait 30 months. Thank you, Donald Trump. That's not the law. So you file a mandamus, and I can tell you that Abadir just came to me. People file mandamus. He filed for them. Decision, resolution in less than 6 weeks. It's up to you.
Up to you. All right, we have one, a long one from Kennard Crooks from Jamaica. My wife took me here and my daughter, we got married January 2018. I started to work in August 2018. Once I started to work, everything changed. She cursed me out and couldn't take it. I told her that this isn't the life I used to live. She blocked me from the bedroom, so now I have to sleep on the couch. Now she took back her ring to take her home, to take the clothes that she bought for me.
Why would a marriage break up because the man's starting to work? You would think that she would be happy that money's coming in.
That's not true.
No?
Once you start to work, that means you don't have time for them
You're
and you get emotions.
Or maybe you're independent. You're not as dependent on them.
Right.
You're not home as much.
Right. You're not home as much.
Okay.
And then that comes with, maybe you might be sleeping around because
Right,
now
she
you're not.
doesn't know
It's
where
a
you
lot.
are.
I'm working 3 jobs, I'm not sleeping around. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Maybe you're right. I was thinking the other way.
Yeah, but
I was thinking
But that's what you would think would happen. You think that
you're
you'd
like
be happy
my
for
man's
that.
off the couch. He's not being lazy anymore. He's bringing money. He's being successful and successful for the marriage, and I would think that would be a good thing.
You would think.
But I guess not.
But it's not always like that. So she's taking back the clothes that she bought for him and even the daughter. So he says, please, I want to call you. Well, he actually gave his phone number, but then he said, I spoke to Natasha and sent her papers. So basically, he wants to know what he should do. He said that he's even okay with paying the consultation fee to speak with you.
Then that's what he should do.
Yeah, but then, what?
Well,
It sounds like
ultimately, if your marriage broke up, we don't know what it is.
Right.
But like I said before, if you have a pending adjustment and it's been more than 12 months, here we go. You have 3 options. You have 3 options and these are life options. This is not, there's more options. This is it. You got 3 options. Every human being who's married and their marriage is falling apart and they have not gotten a green card yet or a 2-year green card, every human being has 3 options. There's no 4 options or 5 options, 3 options. Figure out how to work things out with your spouse. It's about communication. Marriages, relationships break up because of communication. Now you may say she's impossible or he's impossible to communicate with. It may very well be the case. Maybe you need a professional to assist you, whether it's a pastor or a marriage counselor. But it's about communication. It's about understanding where somebody's coming from and talking at a lower level than a higher level. Easier said than done because emotions get in your way. I'll be the first to tell you that. Okay? Number 2, if you can't work it out, get a divorce and figure out another way to get a green card. Can't work it out, there's no reason to stay married. Like I told that other question, I said they're separated, why stay married? Not helping you in any way, shape, or form, being married to somebody, being separated, and you don't have a green card. So then you get divorced. Or the third option is like what Jonathan says, VAWA. And that's what every lawyer should be looking into, if it's a valid case, when marriages break up. Did it break up because of extreme emotional abuse or physical abuse? Then you have a VAWA case. Those are everybody's 3 options. I'm done with my answer now. Go to them.
You never knew.
Right. You never know.
Baliabe said, how long can someone wait after filing an affidavit of support for a cousin to a second cousin?
How long should they wait for what? There's no such thing as filing cousin for second cousin.
No, an affidavit of support.
How long should they what? Wait?
Wait.
Wait for what?
That I don't know.
Okay, there's no such thing as cousin filing for cousin. Now, a cousin can give an affidavit of support, but that has no, I have no idea what this case is about. Who sponsored who? Where are you at? Where are you living? What else did you do besides the affidavit of support? A cousin gave an affidavit of support, gives me absolutely no information at all about what's going on in that case.
All right, Avinash says, I married a U.S. citizen in 2015 and I got a 2-year green card in 2015 of August. After that, I applied for the I-751, but I got one letter. It's the I-797 notice of action with 18 months time period, and 9 months have gone by already. So what's going on?
It does take about 18 months. That's what's going on right now to remove the conditions. It is what it is. Just wait it out. You have your green card. If 18 months comes and goes, you have no resolution, call us.
Avinash says, I married a U.S. citizen in 2015.
I said that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. God, these have been crazy. GT said, I have a friend who filed an employment-based I-485, I-765 in December of 2018, and fingerprints were completed in January of this year in Maryland. I filed the advance parole separately due to travel coming up in January of 2022. How long till I get the EAD, and would I be able to get a separate advance parole card?
You will get a separate card from the EAD. It's about a 6-month processing time now.
Latoya McKenzie says that she's trying to access her petition page and they're saying that she has encountered an application error. Does this mean that there's something wrong with the application?
I think she called from Montego Bay and I said it could be something wrong with the application. Could be just a computer problem. I said try tomorrow, and if there's still the same problem, then they haven't fixed the computer or you have a problem, then you call me.
Ken Kibitz said, hey Brad Squad, after filing for VAWA through abuse, can you file to renew your EAD if it's yet to expire instead of filing the adjustment of status? And if so, what should I do after?
Yes, you can file to renew your EAD. You do not have to file an adjustment, but ultimately I assume you want your green card. File an adjustment.
Nurik says, I lost my asylum case 5 years ago, but never left the USA. Then my dad visited me.
We spoke to him too,
okay.
And he said his dad got jailed in Kazakhstan for visiting him.
Yes.
So he's living here with an order of deportation. Nobody believed his asylum case. His dad came and visited him, and now his dad is in jail, which would lead any reasonable person to say, maybe there was something to his asylum case. Mm-hmm. Now, what Kazakhstan has against this guy, I have no idea.
True.
Is dad really in jail for visiting him, or is there another reason? I have no idea. But it's worth a consultation.
We've got a question from Gurpreet, who said, my employment-based interview is completed and I was given a completion letter saying the case is held for review, but was told that everything's fine, but the supervisor needs to approve and that the visa isn't available at this time. My case status has not changed so far. It still says the interview is scheduled. What does this mean, and when can I actually expect the status to change?
Well, if a visa is not available, there's nothing you can do until a visa becomes available. But assuming a visa becomes available and they don't make a decision in 4 months, again, broken record time. Sit on your hand, write them, file a mandamus. I like filing mandamuses.
Yes, you do. Don DV saying, hello, my sister's I-751 was denied. She has a child with her U.S. citizen spouse. She has no criminal history. They denied her because they sent her an RFE, but she did not get any. So what can she do now?
You would have to refile again. So that's just a procedural error. It's all procedure, Vinny.
Right.
Remember that?
My cousin Vinny?
Yes. It's all procedure, Vinny. So it's procedure. You didn't get the thing. You didn't respond. You got to file again.
We've got a question from Anderson who said, can someone who just got their permanent resident card get a divorce if they aren't happy anymore in the marriage, or should they wait until a certain time has passed? If they have to wait, what's the timeline?
Why would you stay in an unhappy marriage? You have a green card. You're done with your marriage. You're unhappy there. You get a divorce. There's no timeline. There's nothing to fake. You were in a valid marriage. It don't work out. Now you get divorced. That's life.
Junior Stewart saying, what's the cost for the I-212 waiver permission to re-enter the country?
The filing fee or my legal fee?
Both.
Okay. My legal fee is $78 million. Payable in 2 payments.
Oh, that's
yes, I will allow
nice of
2
you.
payments. I have no idea what my legal fee would be, and the filing fee I have to look up because I don't remember filing fees off the top of my head. I'm not as smart as people think I am, and the 212 is, I'm looking it up now, it is, drum roll please. Do we have a drum roll? No.
Whoa.
Drum roll please. Thank you. $930.
Not all that for $930.
Correct.
We've got a follow-up from Yashika, who said, what happens after you do the biometrics?
You get a work permit, your advance parole, and an interview for a green card. Yes, First Lady Hewitt, I have not memorized every filing fee in the world. First Lady Hewitt says, what? Brad has to look something up.
What?
Yeah.
Filing fees is like numbers. Are you
Come
kidding
on.
me?
I don't know numbers.
The man's an immigration attorney, not a
That's
mathematician.
right.
That's like saying, how much is the #1 Big Mac going to be with the tax?
Right. I
You
don't know that.
I don't know that.
Right.
How much is a gallon of milk? I don't know that. Don't let the man be.
All right. Prince has a question.
Thank you.
If you file for your
Right.
citizenship.
The only number I know is this. At 5:30, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And sometime thereafter, we start a show.
How's that going?
We don't
The
never
number I
start
know
at
is
5:30.
7:30 was supposed to be gone, and we not.
Now that it's called overtime. Yeah, okay. You don't get paid overtime.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what? Since when? Time and a half? That's the case. Let's keep it going.
All of a sudden, Groundhog Sam says, time and a half, let's keep it going.
All right, Prince says, if you file for your citizenship, are you investigated before you go into the interview or after, and how?
You can be investigated before, you can be investigated after. What are you concerned about being investigated about? I mean, they're going to run your fingerprints. If they have no reason to investigate you, they won't. If they have a reason, they will. Be 100 reasons why you're investigated.
We've got a question from The Weekday, who said, I received my 10-year green card through VAWA and I want to file my 10-year-old son in Jamaica. How do I go about doing it?
File an I-130. How did he get his green card The Weekday?
That we through VAWA.
Through VAWA? Oh, you don't need to file an I-130. You do an I-864 to transfer the file to the National Visa Center, so that way your child can file to join you. You don't need a new I-130.
All right, and our last one for now is AJ. While renewing for my EAD 09 based on VAWA, do I have to pay for the I-765 and the I-131 as well?
No, if you file an adjustment, you do not need to pay for the I-131 or the I-765. That is part of the adjustment fee.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and with that, it is 44 years ago to the day, the fall of Saigon. And by the way, I will be in Vietnam at the end of the month.
Ooh, will
Yes.
you? How
Yes.
nice.
Isn't that nice?
That's delightful.
Yes. So it's the fall of Saigon. The Vietnam War occurred at the April 30th, 1975. The event marked the end of the Vietnam War and the start of a transition period to the formal reunification of Vietnam into the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The Vietnam was, as we know, a very tumultuous time. Hugh Nguyen, Hugh Nguyen, I can't pronounce his name.
Nguyen.
But I pronounced it right during the interview. Hugh Nguyen was born in Saigon in 1967 during the war to a Vietnamese mother and a United States Army GI father, who he was told was killed in battle. This is a really cool story. So he was born in Vietnam. His mother goes to the military base and says, "Where's I want to show the father the baby." And the people at the Vietnam base say, "Guy's dead, sorry." So he grew up thinking his father was dead. He is now a proud, successful Vietnamese American, married with children on his own, yet he could never stop wondering whether his father was alive or dead, which led him to search for answers. Let's watch. Hugh Nguyen was born in Saigon in 1967 in the middle of the Vietnam War. His mother knew almost nothing about his U.S. military father. Hugh fled his home country in 1975, one day before the fall of Saigon, with his family, and came to America with thousands of other refugees on the SSS Midway, U.S. Navy rescue mission. Hugh is now the clerk recorder for Orange County, California, and the only Vietnamese American clerk in the country. With all of his success, Hugh always wondered about his father, and through Ancestry.com, he made an incredible discovery. Here to talk about his migration journey and quest to find his father is Hugh Nguyen. Welcome, Hugh, and thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me here today, Brett.
So, Hugh, you were born in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, I was born in Vietnam in 1967. My mom is Vietnamese, and my dad was an American soldier who I never met.
Were you aware as a child that your dad was an American?
Yes, growing up as an immigration, that's what we were called. It was tough in Vietnam, right? I looked different. I was light skinned, light eyes, and I would get picked on and get into a lot of fights, right? My mom, who was young, 17, gave me to my grandparents to raise me. But my grandparents did the best they can, and my aunt. And so growing up was tough, Brad. But you know what? I learned a lot growing up in Vietnam. I learned to be a strong person with a lot of love in my family. And so toward the end of the war, when I was 7.5 years old, my aunt, who was very nervous about myself, and I have a sister also, you know, the communists were not really nice to us, right? Mm-hmm. Here's an immigration kid with a father who's an American soldier, and my mom is a South Vietnamese woman. So my aunt gave us up to adoption to an agency called Operation Babylift. We were there overnight, but the next day, I found out many years later, my grandma, who was missed us so much, that she made my aunt come back and get us.
Right.
So it was like 9 a.m. in the morning when she came and got us. And 2 o'clock or so that afternoon, Brett, that plane crashed in a rice field, killing like 130 people.
They were airlifting children out of Vietnam. It's possible,
Yes.
You don't know for a fact, but it's possible you could have been on that plane and not even been with us today, but for your aunt coming to get you in that morning.
Yes, and I believe, you know, God had a plan for me from that moment, right? And so we came back home, and my aunt, who worked at the American Embassy, found out a few days later that she was allowed to bring some family members over to America. So it was her 2 sisters, my grandma and grandpa, my sister and I, so 7 of us. We had a driver come and pick us up, drop us off at a bus that is designated to go to the airport at Tan Son Nhat Airport. And so when we got to, when we were driving there, Brad, it was so chaotic. People were trying to climb on the bus. It was toward the end of the fall of Vietnam, the 29th. And so I remember getting into the airport, and the soldiers who were guarding the airport allowed us in. But things that stuck in my mind, Brad, were to see a bus next to us with hands underneath the carriage. I couldn't see if it was a man or a woman or a child, but it's just a fight to get into the airport for freedom.
How did they decide, other than it was your aunt who worked at the embassy, how did they decide who was able to come to America? Do you remember?
I believe it was a program that if you were affiliated with the American embassy or Americans, that they allow my aunt to take our family over.
Mm-hmm. So other people were just trying to sneak in, I guess, And that's what all that clamoring was.
Yeah, and
to
other
get
people
out.
are trying to climb over because they see it as freedom, right?
Right.
And so when we got to the airport, all of a sudden the airport got bombed. The Republic of Vietnam, thinking that they didn't want the communists to land at the airport, they bombed the airport. So freedom went out that door because now we had no planes to come rescue us. And so we spent the night. I remember spending the night at the airport, laying on the concrete floor with a lot of refugees that were there with me.
Do you remember being
But it's called-
scared?
Oh,
there?
yeah. I heard a lot of shooting around. I saw soldiers who were hurt, bleeding from being shot or being injured. And so, yeah, we spent the night. It was scary. We didn't know if we were going to leave our country because we were stuck at the airport.
Right.
And so the next morning, Brad, they activated the Operation Frequent Wind, which is called. And so it was rescue by helicopters at the airport and at the embassy. And so I remember that day clearly when they took us in the back of the airport area and helicopters started coming in.
You came with no money, I assume.
Nothing.
You didn't know where you were going to live.
Nope.
Didn't speak English.
Did not speak English.
Right. And the helicopter took you right to the USS Midway, right?
Yes.
Which
So
was an
when the
aircraft
helicopter came in, it rescued us. We landed on the USS Midway. And then from there, we went to the Philippines, to Guam. We were flown to El Toro Base in Orange County. And then we camped out at Camp Pendleton in San Diego for 2 months. And then we were sponsored by Grace Lutheran Church, Brad, on Labor Day week in September, our whole family, to El Centro, California.
So tell me what was involved in them sponsoring you. What did they do to help you?
They would take care of us by paying our rent for a year, giving us allowances for food for a year. And while they were doing that to help us survive in America, my aunt picked up 2 jobs. It's just amazing what she went through. And I went to school to learn how to speak English. And my other 2 aunts picked up odd jobs. I mean, from working at a motel to sewing. My aunt who spoke English got a job tutoring at a school where I went to school, McKinley Elementary in El Centro, California.
Was it tough growing up as a child here, not knowing the language, maybe looking a little different?
We were the first Vietnamese family to come to El Centro, California. So to learn to speak English and also to adjust, I looked different again, Brad. And so I would get picked on because I didn't speak English well, right?
Right.
And so it was tough. Yeah, it was tough. But you know what? I started just as an early age, I learned not to give up and just to keep going forward and stand my ground. And I started participating in sports, started making some good friends. And so it helped out a lot. But yeah, it was tough being teased at all the time.
And now you've grown into this great success. You've eventually become the first elected Vietnamese American to become a county clerk recorder. Now tell me, how did you get involved in saying, I want to run to be the county clerk?
So I started in '94 as a document examiner, and I worked my way up all the way to becoming a supervisor, a manager, and then the first Vietnamese American clerk recorder in the United States. I never planned on running for an elected office, but the position is elected. And so I just worked my way up, Brad, and eventually in 2010, I got a big promotion, and I was working at the clerk of the board for the board of supervisor. And then I ran for election because the guy who was there, who was my previous boss, was going to run for something else, right, Brad?
Right.
And so last minute, he comes back and runs, and I'm stuck in the middle, and I ran. And I got beat pretty bad. If it was in sports, I got mercy. And a year and a half later, he ran for assembly, and he won. And so the board of supervisor had to appoint somebody to take his seat to finish his term. And I was appointed on April 2013 as the county clerk recorder. And so a year and a half later, I had to run for my first term. And so in 2014, I won my first election to becoming the first Vietnamese American clerk recorder.
Wow, amazing. Tell me, what does the county clerk recorder do?
It's a very important office, Brad. I safeguard and protect all records for all 3.3 million residents in Orange County. So we issue birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate. People who wants to become a notary, they file their bond with us. We do passports. People come and do passports at our office, and we take photos. Also, we issue marriage licenses. You can't get married anywhere until they come to our office to get a marriage license. And we perform civil ceremonies, weddings at our office. We do a fictitious business name. Owners who file new businesses, they have to file their fictitious business name. And we record real property documents. Anybody who buys a home, grant deed, deeds of trust, or refinance, they have to record it with my office before they can move in. And I have archive records back to 1889 when the County of Orange became the County of Orange.
Does it give you like joy? Do you chuckle? You're like, oh my God, my name is on all these. You know, it's like George Washington on the dollar bill. You know.
No, you know what? I pinch myself, you know,
Right.
and I thank God every day that I'm so blessed to live in this country, right? That gave me this opportunity. And who knew 44 years ago when we came over that I would be sitting here being the county clerk recorder. And so it's a blessing. I smile and I pinch myself every day that I'm blessed to be where I'm at.
And certainly is living the American dream, literally coming here as a refugee with nothing and having the position you are today, not even speaking the language, not coming with money. And you could have been very easily left in Vietnam and had a completely different life experience. You could have died in that plane crash. Do you feel any extra energy or aura or something that says, you know, when you think about how your life could have turned out and how it did turn out, that you have to keep excelling, keep being successful?
Yes, Brad, I do. I really look forward to waking up every morning, to be blessed, to have the opportunity to live in this country, because I know there's a lot of immigration, you're right, that are still left over, are still stuck in Vietnam, right? And so, yeah, I feel bad for all the immigrations because, you know, there were over 25,000 immigration that was conceived during the war. And so, yeah, you know, I feel blessed. And I do work hard every day. You know, we have a big population, Brad, in Orange County for Vietnamese American. And our community is so powerful. I mean, what I mean by that is they work so hard. You know, they give it all they got. There's a lot of business owners. There's a lot of successful people. I see teachers and police officers, and I'm just so proud of our community, right? Every time I go down there, they're proud of me. And I'm proud of them. But we do work hard and we give it all we got because I think we know that we had nothing, Brad. So coming over, we had to work hard.
Do you have ambition for a higher office? I assume you're very happy in your position now.
No, sir. I'm good where I'm at.
You're good where you're at.
Yeah, I have 25 years. I get recruited all the time to run for Congress and Assembly and Senate here in Orange County to represent the Vietnamese community. But you know what, Brad? I'm good at, I have the experience to do this job, and I'm really good at what I do, and I enjoy it. It's not about the next level of the power. It's about enjoying what I do.
All right, so join us tomorrow. We're going to get part 2 of Hugh Nguyen's interview and see if he found his father or not. It's really interesting.
Awesome.
Crazy.
What do you think if he did or didn't? I won't.
We'll have to tune in.
We'll have to tune in, but it wouldn't be as interesting a story if he didn't find his father, right?
That's true. It was a guy about a guy who didn't know his father, and he
still
never
doesn't.
did. Yeah.
But tune in, and we'll find out if he did or didn't for sure. And just some breaking news for those who didn't see: there is an active shooter right now at the University of North Carolina Chapel campus, Charlotte campus, excuse me. If you are at that university or in the Charlotte area, please be safe and hunker down. There's already 2 dead, 4 injured. And the one thing which I talked about at the top of the show, I do not know whether the shooter has been caught or not yet. I don't know if there'll be further dead. I pray that there won't be. But the one thing that I did talk about at the top of the show is that we are in a culture war. And the other thing that I neglected to say as I was reading quickly the story and watching Hugh at the same time, is that all of these shooters, the shooter today, which I don't know, the shooter from a barbecue, can't go to a barbecue these days without worrying about getting shot. Can't go to school anymore. That's been for a while now without worrying about getting shot.
Right.
Can't go to synagogue or church. This weekend, people go to synagogue.
Yeah,
can't worry about getting shot.
Yeah.
And the one thing that really just crossed my mind, which I neglected to say earlier, was that right now we're having an enormous fight about border security. And we're having an enormous fight about putting resources and military on the border to stop people from crossing the border because they're rapists and murderers.
Right.
None of these mass shootings, not the mass shooting in the last week, I am sure not this mass shooting right now, I know the mass shooting in Las Vegas where 50 people died, where the guy blew out at Mandalay Bay.
Yes, that was horrible.
The man who ran this past week, which we didn't even talk about, the man who ran up on the sidewalk last week and tried to kill people out in California. The man who just got caught by the FBI who was planning on bombing the Santa Monica Pier, which we didn't talk about. None of them were immigrants.
Surprise, surprise.
None of them were people fleeing for their lives. We are putting our resources into the wrong things because Trump is making a culture war to keep himself in power.
Absolutely.
It is not immigrants killing us. It's us killing us.
Yeah.
All right. That's for another day.
All right.
All right. Put 5 minutes on the clock. We got 25 questions.
We do.
Right?
Give or take.
Give or take? Well, how many?
It keeps on changing, brother.
Keeps on changing.
So we're just going to see how many we can get done in 5 minutes.
All
Let's
right.
just do
how
that.
many can we get done in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Let's try to get 25 done in 5 minutes.
All right.
All right. 25 in 5 minutes. Put 5 minutes on the clock, please. The clock will start on Jonathan's first words.
It's going to be on Kimmy's first
The
words.
clock will start on Kimmy's first words.
Semakaya said, how long does National Benefits Center take to send the case to Vermont Field Center for the spouse, and what's the estimated time for an I-130?
The national benefits, it's anywhere from 12 to 30 months right now.
Joanne, can I file an I-212 and I-601 together when my husband leaves for the United States to go to Haiti for his interview?
You got to file the 212 after the interview.
Desi says, I got my advance parole, but my status is illegal right now. Is it safe to travel?
Yes, it's safe to travel on advance parole.
First Lady Hewitt asking for a friend, Brad, what are the filing fees for VAWA? How long does it take to get to the EAD and the green card interview as well?
The filing fee is $0 for a VAWA, $12.25 for the adjustment. I would suggest you file the adjustment with the VAWA so you can get the work permit within 6 months or less.
Andre says, I submitted my response for my RFE to USCIS 30 days ago and still haven't seen an update on the USCIS website. This RFE was regarding my adjustment of status. Anything you can offer?
Yeah, they're slow in updating their website.
Lovely Mimi says, hey Brad, you stated yesterday that your passport name must match your green card name. Can I get back into the U.S. and my green card is my married name and my passport is my maiden name?
Yes, just travel with your marriage certificate.
Tammy said, I'm an F1 student out of status and I fell in love and married. Now my daughter is a U.S. citizen. I submitted through a lawyer and the medical, physical, and the biometrics are done. Is this all going to work since he fell out of student status? So this was about her daughter.
Her daughter?
Right. So her daughter was an F1 student, and an F1 student was out of status and then fell in love and married her daughter. Everything's
yes,
been
it will
submitted.
work out.
There it is. That was super weirdly.
Pretty Mon Love saying, all my papers and EAD card keeps going to the office of the person I paid to help me file out the VAWA application. Is there a way to have my documents come straight to my address?
Yes, an AR-11. Change your address with immigration.
Also, can I get a social security number with the EAD card while filing the VAWA is pending?
Yes.
Ma4664 said EAD timeline under a C9 category from Houston as of now.
6 months.
Bellas, I got my I-797 notice of action from USCIS saying that my case was sent to NVC on the 1st of March 2019. How long do I have to wait for a response from NVC?
From the National Visa Center?
Yes.
After the I-130 is approved, about 8 weeks.
Asgar Khan said, hey Brad, can a mandamus be used in a family I-130 case if it's taking too long?
Yes.
Nora says, my friend got married in 2012. He got a 2-year green card, and when he went back for the 10-year, they said that he said he was married when he was filing for his U.S. Visa in Jamaica.
So he
but
made a misrepresentation when he got his visa.
Okay, he wasn't. Yeah, because he wasn't married.
He was single when he claimed he was married.
So they sent and checked the 14 parishes of Jamaica, but he was never married, and now he's waiting. What should he do?
He needs a misrepresentation waiver.
Tate said, my mom is sick and I'm now here taking care of her. How can I extend my visit to take care of her, and how long would it take for her to file for me? She's a citizen.
It's going to take her 7 years to file for you. Do not have her file for you if you're going to extend your visit for 6 months.
Queen of My Castle Lee says, if you get married today, when should you file for your green card?
Tomorrow.
Jorge says, how long is VAWA taking?
18 to 24 months.
Desi says, I got my advanced parole, but my status is legal right now. Is it safe to travel?
Yes, it is.
Zezzy says, I filed my AOS in 2018, but got with the law and now put in deportation proceedings. Will I get a work permit for my already filed package? My first hearing is in May of 2020.
No, you won't get a work permit because you're in deportation, so you got to deal with that and make a motion to recalendar for an earlier date.
Sim says, how long does National Benefits Center take to send Case Vermont Field Center for
Anywhere from
spouse?
Tomorrow for 30 months.
And what's the estimate time for
Tomorrow to
I-130?
30 months.
Isha Sase said, when does USCIS normally check on your spouse?
They may never check on your spouse, but if they do, it'll be before the interview or sometimes after the interview.
Shauna says, hey, Brad, I filed my VAWA in November 2018. When should I get an approval?
18 to 24 months.
I'm a U.S. citizen, but my question is, could I apply for my new husband's green card? I'm assuming she got her first green card through
Yes,
another
if you're a
marriage.
citizen, absolutely.
Go.
And then I've got one final one. Is it possible for a person with 2 years on a green card to file to remove the conditions on his green card when his wife divorced him?
Yes. Prove it was a real marriage at the time you got your green card. Show a divorce, you get your permanent green card.
You got 20 more seconds to just keep answering that one, Brad. We done.
No, we done. Ding, ding.
All your other questions are, wait 90 days before you get married. After you come to the United States, file a mandamus, and it takes anywhere from tomorrow to 30 months to get your green card, 5 months to get a work permit. And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim, the last question is, what are the comments of the day?
Our very first comment of the day comes from the queen herself, Tamika Nelson, who said, well, Brad, I am out of the challenge from its start. I'm going to go home and eat some hominy corn porridge. Yes, queen, woman after my own heart.
Yes. All right, our second comment of the day comes talking about Abdullah's call for the work permit being lost in the mail, remember? So Fearless Michelle saying...
That's the guy who I got into a fight with because he wasn't listening to me and he kept talking over me.
Exactly.
Right.
So Fearless Michelle had something to say about that. Uncle Brad has a lot of roles. Mailman being added.
Exactly.
Someone also suggested that you should be a divorce attorney today.
Yes, maybe I should have.
Yes. Beverly Thompson says, I don't know why these people don't get a lawyer to explain things to them before putting the paperwork into immigration.
No, that would make perfect sense
Right.
to do
Too much
that.
sense.
Right.
Why would you make perfect
Why would
sense?
you make perfect sense?
Right.
So real, Beverly.
All right, we have one from Lisa Bling Rose saying, it's the last of the month, so everyone is trying to get things off their chest because we got some crazy calls today.
That's right. That is for sure.
We did. Also, Tamika just said, haha, I just finished eating it. So
Hope it was good, baby.
All right.
and our final comment of the night comes from Dawn Harriet, who said, Brad, the counselor and the immigration lawyer can't get any better. Love this show.
Oh, I like that. Now, the only thing that gets crazier than tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Brad's squad is tomorrow when we do Hump Day. So please tune in. We'll see you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.